everybody, it's Kathy Champion and welcome back to my craft room. I am going to make a card today that is, actually I'm repeating this card. I made this yesterday and I did not think to record it, and I wish I had it because I thought it turned out beautiful. And even my husband said, "Did you record that?" And I was like, no. I was in here just playing around and I didn't even think to do that. And what I did, I was working on a card for my youngest granddaughter, who will be 4 Tuesday, and I went ahead and made the card and put it in the mail. But I thought I'm going to repeat that card for all of you, because if any of you have little granddaughters that are crazy about the princesses and they like flowers and things like that, I think this card will be right up your alley. I'm going to tell you what I used first. The center of this card is going to be this die, and this was the only Disney princess die that I had. And I got this, it was actually on clearance at Hobby Lobby, so I paid nearly nothing for it. But it's a beautiful, beautiful die. It's beautiful when it's cut, and we'll see that in just a minute. It also comes with a little stamp here that allows you to stamp her face, which I think is wonderful because then it gives her character. So we'll be working with that. I also have this embossing folder that is hearts, so we're going to use this. I wanted a flower, and I found this flower on this Fanciful Fragrance, and this is a Stampin Up stamp set, and there is the stamps on the back. And I use this little flower right here, so we're going to be pulling that flower off. And I also am using these Stampin Up dies, and these are the stitch nested label dies, and they are wonderful. Look at all the different sizes you get. I love these dies, the way they work. They are double stitched and they are beautiful when they're cut. So we're going to be using those. I'm maybe going to put them back in the folder because I'm going to be taking them out. Now, I chose my cardstock because my granddaughter loves pink, and so I'm doing it in 2 shades of pink. The Rouge, this is Brutus Monroe. This is just a piece of 12 by 12 that I bought in a pack. It's not a real thick cardstock, but it is cardstock. But it's going to be plenty thick when we put all these layers on. And I also have 2 pieces of just the Nina Bright White in a, I think this is a 65 pound. So this is what we're going to be using. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is cut our base down. Let me lay these where they won't be flying all over the place. Well, that one piece just doesn't want to cooperate, so let's see if we can stick that right there. Alright, we're going to cut this piece down into our card base, which is going to be a 6 by 12. So all you have to do to get a 6 by 12 out of a 12 by 12 piece of paper, put it in your trimmer, take it to your 6-inch mark. And I love this trimmer because if you need 6 inches, all you do is butt it up against this lip right here, and you automatically have 6 inches. So we're just going to slice that, and then all we're going to do is turn it and butt it up against 6 again, and we're going to score it at 6. So let's take our cut blade and bring it up to the top, position that down, and score. Now we have our card. I'm going to make sure everything lines up good on this. We'll crease that down. Alright, we can go ahead and move this out of our way. Alright, I'm going to go ahead, and while I've got the trimmer out, we're going to cut our different layers. So we are going to need a piece of the Rouge, and this piece needs to be 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. So I only have one. The Brutus Monroe is so thick, it always feels like you've got more than one piece of cardstock. Alright, I am going to cut this at 5 and 3/4, which is going to be right there. We're going to turn it and cut it again at 5 3/4. So simple because a square card, everything is the same on both sides, which makes it really nice. Alright, we got these scraps. We're going to lay those over there because we might be using those. Alright, so there's our first mat for our card. Now we need to cut a piece of white, and this is going to be 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. So 5 1/2. And I'll have all the measurements will be shown right here on the screen, as well as in the description box below the video. So don't fret if you don't get them. You can always go there, copy and paste them into a Word doc, WordPad, a Google Doc, whatever you do your word processing on. Alright, there's that piece. Now we need another piece of the rouge, and now this piece needs to be 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. So let's see what we got. 5 1/4. That's already 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. So all we have to do is take a strip off of this. This was that other piece that we cut off the first layer. Now this layer we're going to emboss. So I'm going to lay it in the embossing folder so that I will not forget. Alright, so we got all of our layers are cut. So now we need to, let's go ahead and do our embossing. Let's emboss this, and then we will die cut our princess, and then we'll be able to go ahead and put the card together. So I'm gonna do the die cutting off camera. So I'll do the die cutting and the embossing, and we'll meet right back up. Okay, we are back, and what I have done, I used my nested stitched label dies, and I went ahead and cut out 2 of these. One about a little bit bigger than the other one, because I want them to live on top of each other. And we're going to pop it up, and we're going to stamp the sentiment on there. And we can move these out of our way. I cut our bell. Now what we need to do to work on her is we need to stamp her face. And here's her little face right here. And this is very small, a little tedious, but we'll get it. Alright, let's get a stamp block and load it up. And I found out the hard way that with this you do better if you use something with just a slight pink to it. So I am going to grab, let's see which one I want to use. I think I'm going to use the Tattered Rose. It's a very pale pink. It's almost like a skin color, and I think that would be perfect for doing her face. I tried doing it in black because I thought it would stand out, and that was a no-go. Now I'm going to stamp this on a piece of scrap first. Yep, and I do have it upside down. So I need to turn it. Let's turn it out. Looking at it with my glasses on, it looks like this will be the proper position. Perfect. Alright, now all I'm going to do is slightly ink it, come right over and put her face in. I don't know if you can see that, but it did stamp her eyes and her mouth. So that's what I was going for. So we got that done. Since this is such a small die, I'm going to clean it off and put it back on its little place so I don't lose it. And it goes with this die, so I just keep it with that because that's the way it came. Alrighty. The other thing I did while off camera was I went ahead and embossed this. If you notice, the edges are not embossed. This embossing folder was not wide enough to do a piece of paper this wide. These are like for an A2 size card, and I'm doing a 6x6. But I put it in and evened it on both sides, and this is going to look great on the card. It's going to look like you intended for these strips to be like that, and it helps it to sit up on the card even better. So that was not a problem at all. Alright, the other thing we need to do is we need to stamp and fussy cut our flowers. And then let me go ahead and use my bone folder and crease this card base down, because we did not do that yet. So I'm just going to line up my edges and make sure everything is nice and square. Press it down. Okay. And then this is going to go here with a little 1/4 inch border around it. And then this is going to go here. And then this beautiful piece right here is going to go on top along with our princess. So the card is starting to come together, but we still got a little bit more work to do. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use this other piece of white paper, and on this particular die, this little spray of flowers are so cute. They're easy to color because they're already shadowed with the stamp, and you'll have some stamps that are shadowed like that, which makes coloring super, super easy. So I'm going to pop that down right there, grab a stamp block, and pick it up. Let's see, let's go this way. Yeah, that'll make it easier. I am going to use my Nuvo Hybrid inks because these are alcohol proof, so you can use your alcohol markers, and I plan on using those to color these flowers, so I think that'll work out really, really good. So I'm just going to stamp. I'm going to do about 4 of these. Let me get one more right there. I think we can. We're going to be cutting these apart anyway, so it doesn't matter. As long as we didn't stamp on top of it. Perfect. Alright, let's close our ink up. And we're going to clean our stamp, and then we're going to get some markers out here, and we're going to color. I'm going to use my little Simply Chamois just to wipe this stamp off with. And this has nothing but water on it. Just wet it, and when it dries out, you just re-wet it. And it is, it really does clean your stamps really well just to be water. I think it does a really good job. So, got that cleaned up. When this is wet, I store it in a plastic bag so that it stays wet while I'm doing my project. So I'll just put it in a Ziploc bag and get the air out of it and seal it up. Just like that. And then I keep it over here with my little ink scrubber. Alright. Well, I'm going to go ahead and grab some colors because I know I'm going to want to color these. So I want a couple of shades of green. So I think I'm going to try this one. I think I'm going to do all three of these. So this is Pea Pod, Parisian Lime, and Vine Leaf. I think those three greens would be beautiful. And I believe those three, in case you're wondering, they are part of the Irish Clover. And I do have Irish Clover coming back in. It's on order. I'm waiting for my order to ship. So everything's kind of backed up right now. Alright, I'm going to do all the leaves first. So I'm going to start with the lighter color. And if y'all ever have trouble getting your caps off, I do all the time. I have no strength in my hands. Just use something like that and pry it up and it comes right off. Just a little tip. Alright, I'm just going to come in and I'm just going to color the leaves. I'm going to color them all this color right now. It doesn't matter if I go out of the line because we are going to be cutting these out. I'm going to do two with the lighter green, and then we're going to come back with the medium green, which is the Pea Pod. I'm just going to add a little color in the middle. And then we're going to come back again with that lighter shade and we're going to blend that out. Again, this one is one of the hardest ones for me to get off. But if I can get that edge, something under the edge of it, I can pry it up with no problem. Now all we're going to do is just blend that out. And that makes those leaves look beautiful. Now this one I'm going to go in with the darker shade first. Not the darkest, this is the medium one. This is Pea Pod. This is the darkest one and it is called Vine Leaf. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to go in right in the middle, put just a few lines in. Then we're going to come back with that medium green. And we're going to blend it out. Alright, that does our leaves. So now we need to grab some colors. So I want some really pretty bright colors. So I'm going to do a light blue first. So I'm going to start over here. And I'm just going to lay down some blue on each one of these petals. I'm going to go back in with the next shade of blue. And I just want to highlight around the edges, maybe a little bit in the center. I'm going to go back with this and blend that out. See how pretty that is once you blend it? It really gives you the shadows that you're looking for. Alrighty, those look really pretty. Now, these little ones that are sticking up, they're like little buds. So I want to make those a very soft shade of brown. So I'm going to use this brown sugar. It's another one I have trouble getting into. I'm doing the outside this color, and then I'm going to come back in with this dark blue, the medium blue, and I'm just going to touch it right there on the top so it looks like the blue is showing, and whichever color I use on the flower I'm going to do that on each one. So I'm going to go ahead and go through and color each one of these this brown. Now y'all saw me color one. I'm going to go off camera and finish coloring these and get them fussy cut, and we'll be right back. Okay everybody, I am back, and as you can see I got our flowers all colored and fussy cut, and I think they look beautiful. If you're wondering why I put that dark pink in, that was the white, and I just wanted to fill it in to make it look like those flowers were, and I found a marker that would match up with this almost perfectly. So I did those like that, and I wanted to let you know the reason why I did it like that. Now I want to, let's see, what we're going to do next is I'm going to take our little princess and bring her over, and if y'all remember the story of Beauty and the Beast, the rose was very important, because as long as the rose was wilted, the prince stayed the beast. And here shows the rose is alive. So I'm just going to color that a beautiful red, and I'm doing that with the tombos. And I'm going to do the stem and the leaf. It's real pretty green. And I want to be very careful not to, there we go. That looks good, and that adds a little pop of color on the whiteness that I made our princess out of. So let's see if we can work to put this card together. One other little bit of stamping that I want to do, because this is a happy birthday card. So on this piece right here, I want to stamp this happy birthday. So I'm going to get my onyx black, my first one, and I'm going to ink this stamp up, and then I am going to come over, and as best I can I am going to center this and stamp. I'm just going to hold that there for a moment. Perfect. Okay, so we got that done, and we got this, and this is where this is going to live, and I'm going to pop that up so it's going to be raised up off of that piece a little bit. I think that'll make it look really pretty. But let's go ahead and assemble our card. We've got lots of layers on this card. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the dark pink. I wonder what I'm looking at. I took pictures of my card because I did put this in the mail for my granddaughter yesterday. Toby's over here wanting attention, y'all. But then, if y'all know Toby, he always wants attention. Now he thinks I'm talking to him because I said his name. He's actually pawing at me because his little paw's up and he wants me to take him. It's a mess. Alright, I'm going to make sure that as I put this down, I want that little 1/4 inch border all the way around. That looks really good. Let's see, where's my bone folder? I know I had it just a minute ago. There it is. I'm going to do what I usually do. I'm just going to squish this down a little bit using my bone folder, just to push that glue out to the edges. Alright, now the next piece that we want to put down is a white. And the same thing, we want to get that nice 1/4 inch border all the way around. You'll hear Toby fussing at me. He's fussing at me because I won't take him. It's okay, baby. That's okay. Go lay down. Okay, so now we're going to put this just like this. And again, I'm going to do that same technique. I'm going to push that glue out. I just love the layers. I think the layers add so much to the card. Now we're going to put this piece down. And this is our kind of a focal point because of the, are y'all seeing that? The dimensions, all these beautiful hearts. And this was I believe this was a folder that came in my Happy Mail from Krista. Now she sent me some beautiful stuff. Oh, and I have to give a shout out. I went and checked my P.O. box yesterday. I don't check it every day because it's over in another town from me. And the reason I did it there is because the one in Gastonia is just the parking's horrible and it's in downtown and it's hard to get to. So I chose the one in Kings Mountain for that reason. And I'm not that far from Kings Mountain. But I hadn't checked it in a couple of days, and I got a beautiful card. And I'm going to see if I have it in here. I wanted to show it to you. If I don't, I'll get it before this video is over. And I want to show you. She sent me the cutest card that she made. It was one that she showed in the groups. I was so happy to see that card. And not only that, she gave me a whole bunch of little Easter goodies inside. So thank you so much, Jennifer Reel. Right, I am going to position my princess kind of to the bottom. I'm looking to make sure that's what I did in my original. Yeah, I put her down to the bottom because we're going to need room for this up here. So that's going to live right there. And then we're going to position our flowers here. Here. And here. And here. Isn't that lovely? Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to pop the flowers up, so I need some dimensions. I'm going to pull out several sheets of my little dimensions so that I can pick and choose the sizes that I need. Okay, I think I'm going to do the flowers first. Do I want to do the flowers first? Yeah, I think I'm going to do the flowers first. So I'm just going to turn these over, and I am going to put some of these little dimensions. One more. And then that can sit right there. And it's so pretty with it raised up, I think. It gives it so much more dimension and just makes it look like the flowers are alive on there. So let's put, I think I'm going to do like 3 on here. I think I did a little overkill on that one. I think 3 would be plenty. Oops, and that backer came off. So I'm not going to be able to lay this one down because one of the backers came off. So let's just go ahead and stick it down. Let's go ahead and do them as we, since we got the first one down, let's go ahead and do the next one. Won't hurt. Okay, this one's going to go right here, just like that. And that one is done. So let's grab the next one. One right here in the middle. This one right here on this corner. This is coming along really good. Okay, one there, one there, and one here. The backers off. These little things get static in them and they will stick to everything. And this one's going to go like this. Now we need to pop up our princess, and I'm going to do the same thing with her. I'm going to put dimensions all around on her. And these white ones work perfect for this. I don't think I would use the black ones. These particular kind come in white and black. And I usually buy like 2 packs, one black and one white. Because if you're doing something darker, the black is definitely needed. Okay, oh how pretty that's going to be. I am going to get my little pokey tool. I'm going to use that to flip these off. I thought that would work better than my fingernails, but I don't think so. I think I was doing much better with my fingernails. So we're going to go with the nails. Sometimes, you know, your hands can be your best tools. Yeah, we went shopping yesterday and it was crazy. They have started implementing at Walmart where they only let so many people in at a time, which I think is wonderful. They should have been doing this all along. Oh, is that not gorgeous? Look at that. Now we need to do this. This piece here, I'm going to glue it straight down, but I want to put this up on dimensions. And I think I'm going to use these larger dots for this. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to try to get this one angled in like the diamond that it is. Like that. And then one over here. And then one in the middle. And then I'm going to put this down and get it centered on top of this other piece. That looks good. And now this is going to go right here at the top. And I'm cutting this down just straight down with glue. And I'm going to use the top of that layer, the pink layer, to get this centered up. I'm going to use my bone folder just to get up underneath the edges of that and make sure that it adheres. Y'all, I love this. I think the only thing we got left to do is I'm going to put a little bit of bling on here. And I think what I'm going to choose is some, let me grab my bling. I am thinking these iridescent pearls will be beautiful on here. So, let's see, I'll grab my old pokey tool because I still love this one. I am going to put one right there. And maybe one right here. And maybe one right there. I'm going to come over at the other side. And maybe one there. I like to scatter my gems. I don't like for them to look like they were deliberately placed. I think that adds so much to the card. And let's see. Maybe one right about here. One right here. And I had some other gems that were the hot pink that I wanted to use up here. What did I do with those? Let me check and see. Oh, they're right here. These will look really cute on this because it matches this cardstock so well. So I am going to take off a medium one, or maybe the little one. Yeah, let's do the little one. And I'm going to place it right on the point, right there. and right here. And that is beautiful. Okay, we got our bling. Now we need to do a sentiment on the inside, but the first thing we need to do is cut another piece. Let's see, I don't think, yeah, maybe this will work. Let's see if we can cut this down to 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, or as close as we can get it. 5 3/4. Yep, that's going to actually work. Let's see if we got 5 3/4 this way. We're a little shy this way, but that's okay. I don't think it's going to matter because we're going to put this down on the inside. I don't think anybody's going to measure this. But before I do anything else, I'm going to use this heart punch. This is an old punch. I think I saw this on a video, fell in love with the punch and went on a search for it. And I think I got it off of Amazon. I don't even remember the name of it now. Let's see if it tells on here. But you could do any decorative corner punch that you have. This is, it is an EK Success, and that's all it says. I guess you could look for EK Success heart corner punch. But anyway, the way it works is you put your paper in like this. And look what it punches. Isn't that cute? And I thought this card needed to be, since it's so pretty on the outside, I wanted to dress it up on the inside. And I thought this little heart punch would be perfect. There. Now all we got to do is decide what sentiment we're going to put on it, or in it. And give me just a second to find my sentiment and we will be right back. Alright, I found what I want to use, and this is the special celebration stamp set, and it is a two-part. There's 14 components to this stamp set, and they are all beautiful sentiments. So let's pull out the happy birthday. I like this because it's kind of a little bit of a wonky font. You see what I mean? And then in the other one, I hope your day brings you, I've got two, and I think I'm gonna do this one. The font looks like it matches, and it will make this card just a little bit different than the one that I mailed out, because I used a different sentiment. I did use this happy birthday bag. Alright, we're going to position this down. I think maybe I might want to do this up here and happy birthday right here. And for this, I think I'm going to grab my Misty. And I think we're going to need the regular size Misty for that. I'm going to try really hard to get this picked up and bring it over without disturbing anything. Y'all do not get these magnets together because they will definitely kiss. And sometimes when they kiss, they crack. Okay, so I'm going to put a magnet on each corner just to kind of hold this in place for me. I didn't take the pad out, but you know what? I think we can still get that to stamp. We're going to try it. Alright. I want my black Versafine. I did want to ink that twice because I wanted that to be a nice dark image. Yeah, that's much better. Okay. I am going to use a little squeaky clean on my stamps. I love the way that cleans up my stamps. It's so nice. Alright, I'm going to lay these stamps over on top of the stamp set so I'll know exactly where they go back. Pull my magnets off. I'm going to go ahead and put my little pieces back in my MISTI. And by using a larger piece of paper like this, we've got more room for sentiment and to be able to write a note. So I love the way that turned out and the way it looked. Okay, so now I am going to go ahead and adhere this in, and I am going to use just some art glitter glue. The reason I want to use art glitter glue is I want to get around this little heart really well. And then we're going to adhere it inside the card, giving ourselves a little border all the way around, just like that. Anytime you have a cutout like this, don't just take your bone folder and scrub it, because you might catch the edge and tear the little cutout. So I was very careful when I went around those, just to make sure. Alright, now the last thing that I want to do to this card is I want to put some stickles on it. So let me grab my diamonds. Oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. I am so sorry. I am going to use my diamond stickles. And I am going to I'm thinking I might just want to do a dot in the middle of these flowers. Yeah, I think that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to put that one dot there. Now this is going to need to dry before we can do anything else with it. But pretty much this card is done. I think it turned out really pretty. I think any little girl, I would say anybody would love this card, because who doesn't love Belle? Who doesn't love a Disney princess? Just look at that. I don't know if you're catching the shimmer from the stickles or not. But I think it turned, oh, I didn't do the rose. I definitely want this rose to be stickled. There we go. Alright, well, I love the way this turned out. I thought it was beautiful. I thought the concept of it was really nice. It is a kind of a make a fuss card. It is got a lot of fussy cutting and coloring and layering and die cutting, but I think it was so worth it. When you're making a card specifically for someone that you know and love, it's a labor of love. So give it a try, y'all. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit so you can see this a little better. Get it centered in the camera. I hope y'all enjoy this card, and I hope that you'll give, if you don't have the exact elements, you might have some stickers that has a Disney princess you could use. It doesn't have to be a die cut. I just happen to have that one and I wanted to use it, and y'all know I love die cutting, so but you know, use what you got. You might have some stickers that's got flowers on it. Pull them off, put them up on some dimensions, and try this card. I think you'll be very, very pleasantly surprised at how easy it was to do and how pretty it is once it's finished. So, as I always say in closing, God bless each and every one of you. You're in my thoughts and my prayers. I pray for health, safety, and I pray that God will just build a hedge around you and protect you from the virus and everything else that's going on in our world today. May the peace of God just wash over you. And I love you all so much. And as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven, because He is so worthy. Worthy of our praise, worthy of our love, and worthy of our life. God bless until we craft again. Bye-bye.